Okay, I'm back, and today we're working on the layout tools. So, the last thing we did was this. Okay, I need to be able to. hmm, I need to zoom out to a point of where I can read it. I wonder if there is. Um, okay. Honestly, I am sort of flying blind today as far as what I should be working on next for the tool. Um, I think I don't know. I think I need some basic functionality. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I should ask the AI what would be a good thing to focus on as far as the UI is concerned. Do I need a sort of a library? I know that Godot 4.3 and the Redot 4.3 editor, or just the system, I mean. Um, I know that it has. Actually, let me do something here. Let's do this chat here, and then where is the other one? Well, let's put YouTube on top though. There we go. Okay, there. Oh. You know what? Let's move this out to where I can see the number. Yeah, I can see the numbers. I can see the numbers there. Good. Um, I'm gonna need buttons, right? I'm gonna need like my save button. I'm gonna need add and remove. And do I need a menu? How do I set up? Maybe I set up a program file. I have to be able to save the project file. I got to be able to have some sort of file browser that pops up that asks you where you want to save your project. Um, let's think. A recents. Um, I'm trying to think of what's going to make it the easiest for me to use. So right now, for the editor, I have it saved these separate meta files for each of the rooms, like for instance, position and stuff. I'm gonna want to unify that into like a single project file. Um, the rooms can still be individual. In fact, the individual like game data. So, but all of the layout tool, all the project data is going to be like a single file. I think is how I want to do it. Either that, or I can leave the system sort of like it is, but the project files, for instance, your basic zoom level or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Can be a config, right, or something like a tool config or some. Maybe I should. This will probably be a good. Hey, Rick, welcome to the stream. I am trying to decide what to work on next on the layout tool part. Um, I need to be able to save positions and stuff, and it already saves in the meta files, metadata. I'm not really sure what I should work on next. I have to think for a bit on this. Um, if I leave it like it is, where the room positions are in the meta files, which are essentially JSON files, then I only need some basic stuff for the main tool, the layout, and that is to be able to save the position. So once I hit the save button, uh, it will save. Not only does it save all the positions of all the rooms, but it should save the main data, like what zoom level you were at, and mostly be what zoom level you're at, I guess, because I don't know of any extra stuff here. I'm not sure what I don't know what I don't know. I guess. Okay, so let's. I'm not sure if it was Chat GPT, but let's go ahead and camera panning analysis. I can do the thing. I can recalculate the min zoom, and I can do the automatic stuff. New day today. This day, I'm trying to decide what to work on next on the tool. Duplicate rooms, yeah. Connections. It stores links as raw lines. Okay, where do you have that? Drag endpoints to connect rooms or update connections. That's not. Yeah. Okay. So that would have to be having to do with when I do the thing to edit doors. So either I'll have to do it like the door specs, or I'll have to literally you know. Hmm, that's a thought. That's an interesting idea. Selection of multi-selection. Select a room to select it. Drag select multiple rooms. Highlight selected rooms. Visual outline or glow. I'll save changes. Camera enhancements. Miscellaneous usability. Um, Not yet. I'm considering what kind of files I need to save. If I do this like a project where you can load and save projects at the state they were last in. I need to figure out the whole UI thing, what I need to add. Do I need to get some external code, or do I have to manually create menus via GD script? Do I even need a project file for, say, And if so, what kind of data would I need? Right now, panel positions are saved via data files, which are essentially JSON with currently 2 elements, X and Y, corresponding to the actual level, JSON level files. Files. That's right. Layout. You already have this in your meta files. Bind them for all rooms in one place. Editor state. Optional extras. Your considerations. Data file dialog, which fine for open save dialogs can be created via editor scene or a GD script. Good enough for a single developer tool. Yeah, you know, custom menu bar. Suggested approach. Set in a project format. You can integrate directly into your layout tool. Not yet. Still considering how I want to do this. This is something that you know, I've made editors before, but it's like a tile map editor and things like of that nature. But I haven't actually ever made any actual tools. Okay, so currently what it actually has is it displays the rooms as panels, boxes, and it draws the door connections as lines. I already have the save code via the it's not by the plugin. The plugin is just to put the buttons on the screen. And the I have the current save code done for when I press the plugin button. Pardon me. Current save code done for when I press the plugin button. Save all rooms. This saves the room data in the JSON files and the positions in the meta files. So it's already working. I probably don't need a full-fledged project system. Although, I suppose in the future, if I ever want to make more games, I could add the functionality in, but I don't really need it at this moment. And it should be kind of trivial too to convert. Now it's not going to be that trivial if I have to go and redo the project files, redo how to save and load and all this stuff. I mean, that would be a kind of undertaking, but that would be me making essentially a game maker, right? And for the game to already use. Then I have a thing that helps me select what helps me select the working game file, which would actually have all of the rooms and everything inside, like a packed data file, which I could do in the future if I wanted to make multiple games. If you want to make a true choose your own adventure, and independently, you could I could make the tool where it makes this packed out daily when it's done, and the engine could read it, and that way you could just distribute your games, and you'd have to have the runtime essentially. Anyways, that's too far afield. Even save system and everything is too far into the future. So at this moment, what about the project do I need to save? Let's say it's got all the functionality that I have in the editor. I do need to be able to, okay. Well, at this moment, probably need camera position and zoom level. It's probably about what I need, right? The only things you need to change are our camera position and camera zoom level. Are enough to restore the editor to the same view when you reopen it. Optional extras that you probably don't need yet could include which rooms were selected when you last closed the tool, grid, UI layout state. Okay. Which were last selected? That's fine, but I don't even have it code to select yet. So right now I'm just doing the basics. So basically it's just camera position and zoom level. So I save it when I leave, when I'm done. So maybe I should do that. Let's see. I can autosave okay. So just camera right now, as I can't even select or move rooms or anything. So I can either auto-save those, or I can save them when I hit the Save All button. It might make sense to only do it when I save, because all the save code right now is just in the one function. Since I'm saving room positions anyway, positions anyway. However, I'm not even saving in the tool at this point. It would be hard to test it until I get some sort of save button. You also said I could just create the nodes within. Oh, that's an interesting. They could be separate scenes that are overlaid, added to the layout tool, right? Yes, I think so. Editor directly, so I don't need to be 100% code for that. Do I just make a standalone save button, or do I that's interesting. Do it as some sort of menu. I'm just kind of basically I'm just shooting the bull here with ChatGPT about trying to design the way the tool works, right? So before I can do anything, test anything out, I gotta have the ability to say, to do that, I need a button, or I need a menu, or I need something that allows me to save within the tool itself. And then the other thing is being able to edit rooms in the tool. But the thing is if I do a save button, I save it. It saves the camera zoom and position in the camera position and zoom level. Then it will just reread it when I load it up. When I call like load all rooms or whatever, um, it'll load this data up and be able to place the camera and stuff at their correct position, and that's how I'll know that works. So I guess my first thing to do is a save button. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. Camera position and I just two extra values saves naturally hook them into the same save function. Keeps your workflow simple. So you save all rooms button. Save all saves room positions, camera state, easy to test immediately. A button is enough. Yeah, inside the deal, Control S. That'd be good. Um, I can probably do this, but I'm still thinking for a moment. Okay, so I do like I do with the other things, like a default, right? So when you load the rooms and everything, it's going to load this file. And it's going to be this one single JSON file, which is akin to a project file. I could call it project.json maybe, and later on I could add all the meta files to it. In fact, actually, right now, what I could do, well, it wouldn't be right now. Right now, I'd be focusing on just the one thing. But what I could do is I could um, I have it open the JSON file, create a new JSON file, open it, um, save the data, that particular data, make sure the particular data is in a variable that I can save to, um, and I could just add the loading code. Right, the loading code. So it opens it up. If it's not there, it creates it. It creates this file. It dumps the values in there. It saves it as a file name. Okay, and if it's there, then it will read in that. Yeah. So if it's not there, it'll just load some default values. If it is there, it will read from it and load from it. And so the first thing I should be able to do is the load part of it. The save code is going to be similar to the loading code because the loading code, when there's nothing there, actually creates a file and saves it to the file. Okay, so I'm going to work on the loading code first. This will do sort of what the meta files do, where it checks to see if it exists, and if it does, it simply reads in the values. If it doesn't, it creates a new file with default values. Then I can manually change position or zoom level to see the loading code works. Then I can think about the save code that will change based. And then I can think about the save code. For me, like, oh, it's already up there. Sometimes I can't tell when I flattened it. State file, right? Camera state. You plug in your. It won't be the plugin folder. It'll be the rooms folder, I guess. Yeah, you know what? I have a rooms folder. Hmm. I wonder if I should call the rooms something different, like project folder or something, or save folder, or game data folder, because it's not necessarily just the game data, because it looks up rooms. Huh, that's a thought. Well, maybe it just stores it in the root folder. See how you read them in. Um, okay, so the rooms are saved, and yeah, and this is also the other thing. The meta files themselves are not used in the game. So this at this time, I should probably think about a somewhat different structure, so that instead of looking, see, how do I have a special like data folder or save folder? Um, so I also need to consider folder structure. Right now the rooms, the JSON and meta files are in the folder called rooms. I suppose I could create a separate data folder and actually make sure the meta files save to the data folder and leave the JSON files uh, in the rooms folder so the game can properly reference them. That isn't game facing. Okay, so that's going to be my first priority. Just simply um, moving meta files into a different folder and update my loading code to look in there for them. Now I need to actually go through my existing code so I can figure out where the meta files load and how they load, so nothing ends up going wrong. In fact, it'll be a good idea to back up my current rooms here. No, I got. Oh, thanks. I got it. It will take me several minutes. Maybe that's all I get done today. If that's all I get done today, it's actually good. Okay. I didn't want to go there. I'm not trying to go there. Why is it? Why do I have a new? Oh, yeah. Game Dev TV has got all these streaming deals. Tim and Russ or whatever. Wait, yeah, Game Dev TV. Usually Tim and Russ, but this time it's Grant Abbott and Rick Davidson and Grant Abbott. Rick Davidson, I think, is like Australian or something, or New Zealand or something, and Grant Abbott is British, I think. UK, I should say. If Grant's not actually British, but he's from the UK, maybe you know, whatever, from England, whatever. Anyways, it doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, so okay, that's the first thing I need to do. So let's go close this. So the first thing I need to do is I need to check where I load stuff, and I'll find. Oh, uh, where's layout tool? Layout tool. Um, Control find meta on save button pressed. Okay, that's the save button. Rooms dictionary. Rooms directory. What is rooms? Rooms dir. I need to know the origination. Oh, that's actually not too bad. I do have the thing for the rooms. The rooms directory is hard coded essentially, but this also means I could put project directory, right? Project dir. We'll call it project layout. Tool directory. What do I call it? Pardon me for that. Okay. Um, 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 um. Ah. Okay. How come? Oh, it's because. No. Oh, there we go. And there we go. 2 and 2. Okay, good. Okay. So far, I have a rooms const, which is just res. What the heck? Do that to me? Copy. So I need a new folder constant. So should I call it project? or tool or meta layout or layout tool suggestion. Yeah, but it wouldn't be editor metadata. It would be project data, like camera position and what's on, what's not on, what's been toggled. Straightforward immediately signals editor metadata, but maybe too technical. Layout, nice, concise, static. Layout tool, very explicit. Anyone reading the code will immediately know it's the folder for the layout tools files. My vote, layout 2 or just layout. It's descriptive clear. Keeps it obvious that it's an editor tool state, not actual room JSONs. No, I don't need to do that. I just layout tool. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's just go in here. In fact, let's go to, okay, I got rooms and rooms backup. Okay, let's do one thing here. Let's go into the thing. Let's go into, I have the rooms backup. Let's go ahead and cut that. Let's go into, I guess, design documents. Okay, paste, rename as 4, like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a thing where move the current backup. Okay, commit to main, push origin. I'm doing this kind of on purpose, kind of like I do otherwise, where I make sure that the change is done before making the other change, which could possibly be like a conflict. Although I'm pretty sure the GitHub and GitHub desktop and Git and stuff in general, it is able to handle, like, even if it was called the same thing but you like changed it out, it'd be able to do that. But I'm doing this as a thing so that now I can just copy and I can put paste and I can go ahead and rename rooms backup. Now that way I do have a current version of rooms, right? And then now let's go into res. I'm going to do it here in the editor. I'm going to go ahead and I might call it layout data, layout tool data. I think I might want to be even more explicit than that and call it layout tool data. Okay. Now, okay, let's go into here. Res. Here, let's close this just for right now while I do the thing here. Let's go ahead and create new folder. Let's call this layout tool data. So, layout tool data. Awesome. Okay. Now, I'll go ahead and add the code here. Const layout tool data directory equals res colon / layout tool data forward slash like so that we have that in there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy from the rooms. I'm going to copy. I'm not going to delete them just yet because I wanted to make sure it's all working before I delete anything. So we're going to take all of the meta files here. Okay, and we're just going to copy them. We're not going to even delete them. We're just going to copy all of them. Why is that off the screen? Okay. So all the way down here, copy. Go back up here. Let's go to layout tool data. Let's click paste. And as far as the, I might even call it meta, just to keep it, I guess, in sync. I don't know. Something like project.meta or something, which is essentially your save file. It's essentially your project options. The thing I want to do here is, now, I do have a copy, so I'm going to do the code in here. I'm going to run it. I'm going to reload the dealie. I'm going to look at it. I think what I'll do is I'll go and I'll change one thing of maybe just the menu. Maybe adding a text that's, since the text is just a text, I can add any text I want to the main menu. I'll go in and I'll add the text to the main menu. This should save to the layout tool folder or some such. And when I save it, I should be able to go in here, go to, how come that's down at the bottom? Oh, I see. Name? Okay. Anyways, so I should be able to go in here into this folder and look and see that it changed, and I should be able to look at the original meta file in the rooms folder and note that it's not in there. It's only in here. So, okay. So, find meta. On save button pressed. Meta. So this will all be the same. Except for this will be layout tool data directory. So, okay. So they've made a data for room. JSON. Okay. So this is where we have a little bit of a difference here for saving, because it was using the same thing. So I don't change it here, but I'm going to change it. Plus file name. File name. File name equals room ID dot meta. That's just a file name by itself. Save metadata for room and file name. Else, create new meta file name. Save metadata for room file name. Let's go to save. Okay. Save metadata for room. This will be just a sec. Create new meta file. Room data for room. Load metadata for room. Where's it in relationship to each other? On selection change, on get unique, on add room button pressed, sign inbound, on remove button pressed, on save button pressed right here. File access exist. Create new meta file name, save metadata for room. Okay, so that this just based. Okay, so this is just okay, so this is just looking to see if the metadata is there. Has nothing to do with the file name. File exists. We're doing the directory plus the file name. The file name is just .meta. That's fine. Okay, so old JSON path. Save room data for room. If room.id does not equal room.original ID. Old JSON path. File access. Remove old metadata path. And that's also going to be out tool data directory. Old meta path. Open. There we go. I don't even remember that's for. Oh, it's to remove the old one. Okay. And we're just gonna copy this again. Old meta path. Old JSON path rooms directory plus room.originalid.json. If file exists, old JSON path, directory access open rooms directory, remove old JSON path. Old meta path equals layout tool data directory plus room original ID.meta. If file access file exists, old meta path, directory access open layout tool data directory, remove old meta path, room.original ID room equals room.id. Okay, that's good. That's good. For room ID and removed rooms. JSON path. Okay, that's fine. Open rooms. Directory and file exists. JSON path. Error. Remove. Deleted JSON file. Failed delete JSON file. Else no JSON file. This is for the meta file. So meta path equals. And honestly, this can be paste here like that. Meta path is that. So I'm not actually using hard coded. This should be just roomster. That. Okay. Meta path equals layout tool room ID meta file exists meta path error remove okay deleted meta file meta path. Okay, remove rooms clear and update all lines. Okay, good. Everything's good here. Ready. Loaded all rooms. Yeah, let's check the next meta line. set meta is actually a GD script thing. This is to lock the room's node. Okay. Exit tree. Create new meta file. File name. Okay. Meta name equals file name. If file name ends with .json, meta name equals file name, replace JSON with meta. If file access file exists rooms directory, now this is going to be layout tool data directory plus meta name. Okay. Metadata file store, close, that's fine. Metadata for room. Control V. File access open, that's fine. Say room data for room, that's just going to be your rooms directory, that's fine. Load metadata for room. Replace Control V, error, like that. Okay, visit room. Visit room has nothing to do with anything. Metadata for room. Oh, let's go back. Load all rooms. Okay, so replace with JSON. Create JSON. Rooms dictionary. Add room to layout tool. Room. Load metadata for room. Room file name. Okay. I'm gonna start putting on some of my formatting in here. So, anyways, I'm gonna save it. Okay, so, and that's the last meta. So, meta file name. Okay. So, let's see what we got. What we got here is going to be here. Scene, reload, save scene. Yes. Make sure that's cleared out. Scene, reload, save scene. Okay. All right. That's fine. The main menu is where we're going to add our text. This should be saved within the layout tool data folder and not the rooms folder. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save room data. We're going to clear this out, save room data, see if we can see any errors. No errors. Okay. Now, the proof is in the pudding, right? Layout tool data, main menu. I'm going to open this up. That's not what I was looking for. Is it? No, it's not. Because it's still saving the data. What am I thinking? Okay, I'm gonna delete that. That doesn't matter because the metadata is what's saved. So this is what I'm gonna do. I am going to move this up. I'm gonna save the room data again. We're gonna move this upward and I'm going to save room data now. Actually, let's open up. Let's open this up here, and y is going to be even less than. It's going to be, the number's going to be increased though because it's negative. So it's going to be above 28,877 when I save this. So save it. Go up here. It's been changed. Okay, reload. 28877. 29679. That's successful. 27877. Now let's go into rooms. And let's go into this. Or no, not wait a second. I need to go into the metadata here. Metadata. 28877. Works. Good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and reload save scene. And if it doesn't change position, right, make sure I'm saved here too, okay? Make sure this is saved just in case. Clear this out just in case. And we're going to go ahead and reload save scene. And Bob's your uncle. So this means I should be able to delete all the meta files from here, and now it should be exclusively working off of. Okay, so we're going to say shift, we're going to delete these, delete. What? I don't know what the, like backup files or some weird stupid crap. Now we're in rooms. Okay. $209 items. Okay. All right, that looks all right. Layout tool data. Everything's in here. Okay. I didn't need to close that, but that's okay. And it's almost time for me to go here, but let's go ahead and pull this back down here. Let's go ahead and we'll control S, we'll save room data. Scene, reload, save scene. And projects. Okay. Let's go to rooms again. There should be no meta in here. Okay, and then go into layout tool data, and 28,931 is close enough. That's correct. Okay. So now I'm gonna do two things here, and that is I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna actually add a room here. Okay, and I don't care what it is, but we're just gonna add one. So we're gonna add new location here, and we're just simply going to save it as is. We're gonna Control S. We're gonna save room data and location, and we should be able to go into rooms. New locations in here. We should make sure there's no metadata. There's no metadata in here. Go back to layout tool data. New locations here. Everything is here. Okay, now let's just go ahead and remove it. Let's go ahead and remove that location. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and we'll go S and we'll save room data. So, then we'll go back in here, and there's no new location meta, and there should be no new location in the rooms here. And there's not. And it looks like we're successful. So we've taken the very first important step. First step into a larger world. Oh, that's from a movie. And I don't remember what movie it is, though. First step in a larger world. Genesis? Planet? Star Trek 2? No? I don't remember. Okay, so that was kind of a simple fix there, so that we saved all the metadata in the tool directory. So now rooms just has rooms in it, which is good, which is what we want. And tomorrow, okay, so what am I going to work on tomorrow? We're going to work on a camera meta file. So when you call save all rooms, it's going to the save all rooms button. When you click it, it's going to do this last, and the last thing that's going to do is it's going to see if I call it something like a project or something like a project, as though it were a project file, because eventually it could be a project file. I could call it meta. I could call it my own, suffix. What do you call it? Extension. Whatever. Call it proj or something, or prj, or dot proj or dot meta, whatever. I guess meta is fine, but and it'll be essentially a project file, and so it'll create default values. In fact, I'm going to set the default values in code and not rely on default values already existing. So the current default values is 1-to-1 and position, and I'll do an arbitrary like Y position for the camera position and a zoom level that I'm happy with. I think this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, anyways, so yeah, that about wraps it up for today. Success. Tomorrow we'll actually work on saving camera position and default zoom, and also loading them. So, and then I'll be able to test that manually. So what I'll do is it'll do the default. It'll create a default, and then it will it'll be in there, and then I'll be able to manually change that. And when it loads up, it'll load up to the changed position that I put. Actually, work on saving camera position, default zoom, and also loading them. Yep. Yeah, and that will work, and then we can work on the next thing, which is I guess adding a save button. Guess adding a save button because we're not going to. We just need save, add, and remove, right? So we'll work on save, add, and remove and actual buttons. I'll make the buttons in the editor, in the scene, actually in the scene, and it'll be its own scene. Like the UI will be its own scene, and then I'll have it be like a child or something, and child of layout tool, and then it'll be linked to the actual save functions that we have already created, and that way I actually have that. And then when I have that, then I can work on something like selecting rooms. And selecting rooms is going to be a little bit trickier. Selecting and moving them around. I mean, it won't be tricky to implement it, but it'll be tricky as far as um, what was I saying? You'd be able to move rooms around, grab and move rooms around, and it'll save it in the meta files. I think. Oh, it'll be tricky because you'll have rooms that overlap. I don't really know how the editor actually handles it itself. Um, but I'll probably do the Z index or whatever, because the Z index actually is how it puts how it draws your objects. And so I'll start at a base, kind of a baseline. It could be zero, a Z index of zero, going all the way up to whatever the max is, 4,000. I don't imagine there'd be more than 4,000, although there could be more than 4,000 rooms, but I don't imagine there will be. And yeah, and that way, when I do any kind of grabbing or anything, I'll be able to select by Z index. In other words, I'll be able to you'll be able to go over it and click on it, and it selects it, but it makes sure that it's the if it selects. I don't know how selection will work, but if it selects more than one room, then it's going to check the Z indexes, and whatever is the higher Z index is the one that actually gets grabbed, so that I can make sure and everything is kind of makes sense. The way that these do it, this does it based on the way this does it. It does it based on this anchor point, this little crossbar here. I can't. If I do this, I'm doing a drag select. Well, in the layout tool, you'll be able to actually drag the room from any point on the room thing here. So you'll be able to go in and just kind of drag it around. So I'll have to implement that. And then pretty soon we'll have something that resembles what the editor does, and then I can um, then I can work on stuff like editing rooms and stuff. Room descriptions. It'll be some sort of edit box. It'll take the description text. You'll do it, and then maybe you'll hit OK or something. Maybe it'll allow you to just Control S even with the window open, because you can't really do that here. If you do Control S, it just puts S in the thing. So I actually have to close it to be able to save it. But in my tool, you'll just be able to save it, and it'll just save it automatically. Whatever's in that box, it'll save it. Anyways, that's all we got doing for today, and I want to thank you for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow, I think, if something doesn't come up. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching part 2.